Alright fellas, we're back to Pokemon Masters, and today we're taking a look at Leon and Charizard with their rerun, as well as getting their EX roll. So congratulations Leon, good job, you got the EX roll. So they're going to be running for Pokemon Masters Day, of course, not replacing Rosa, but Rosa will be leaving about, I think, a week, 2 weeks later, I forget, something like that. So yeah, Leon's going to be our Master for the month of February for the most part, and yeah. You all probably know his kit for the most part, but I'll give you a decently quick overview. I don't want to make this too long because people probably already know most about Leon. He is a Striker Fire type, the introducer of Master Fairs with the Galar Flag Bearer passive. He has, for his moves, he's got Hurricane, Earthquake, and Inferno. None of them are really noteworthy besides Inferno. Hurricane can be decent for flying stages, of course, but Inferno is really where you're going to be probably using this guy the most. And he's got his trainer move here, which reduces sync countdown, raises his attack and special attack by 2, raises crit by 1, applies free moves next, and lowers his defenses by 1. So it's basically one of those 2-year-old, going on 3 years actually, right? Wow, yeah. Going on 3-year-old trainer moves that are like, hey, these are pretty good, but they've got their drawbacks. So yeah, we don't really see too many drawbacks nowadays, but this isn't even a bad trainer move really. -1 sync countdown alone is already quite good, so definitely not bad there. But this obviously tells you he's not very self-sufficient. He does have MP Rekindle 2 here with a 30% chance to restore MP when a Pokemon uses a move, but that's not going to be like consistent, obviously, and you should not try and rely on that. Like if you've got +1 crit, +2 offenses, and you try and go for Inferno, most of the time you're going to be most of the time you're just going to not land crits, and you're not going to do much damage even if you land a crit. So you're going to want a way to buff his special attack and crit preferably, which there's a ton of methods to do that now, so it's not really a big problem. Other than that, though, he has MP Rekindle 2, as we said. He's got Piercing Gaze, so the accuracy checks on Hurricane and Inferno do not matter, which is very good, because Inferno, off of his very high special attack, and I guess physical attack too, but mostly special attack, of course, very good for sure, especially with the EX level 150. He can get over 500 special attack, I'm pretty sure, right? That would make sense. Yeah, over 500 special attack comfortably. So yeah, he's very solid in the offensive stat, plus Inferno here with good damage. Not bad at all. Plus it's got a multiplier here in the group with Burn Synergy 3. It can probably hit for some good damage, right? Not like Lance Hyper Beam level, even post-grid expansion, but still, for how old he is, not horrible. And then Super Preparation 4, 50% chance to apply Super Effective next when a move is successful. This is pretty much just focusing on this guy is like a very early version of Giovanni, Signature Giovanni, and Rose. He's meant to do super effective damage for the most part and not really off-type. But obviously Giovanni and Rose are better at their roles in terms of doing damage, and they're probably better at off-typing. Even though Giovanni, I'm pretty sure, is mostly on super effective damage. Looking at his nuke, yeah, he's got no nuke. L1 out of 5, he's got no nuke, and at 3 out of 5, it's literally just a 50% multiplier. Easy to activate because Inferno Burn is very easy to get, but that's still not a good multiplier. 50% only, plus the 2 nodes. Not a great multiplier at all. And the last time we actually looked at Leon, or got Leon's rerun, which was back in March of 2023, or February, I don't know, one of the two. I'm pretty sure it was February, because they were using him as promotion for the Galar Neo Champions. He got himself the Dynamax, which is actually a very good upgrade, of course. It's just 1 nuclear move. You don't have to worry much about the sync countdown in relation to the max move here, because you do have that -1 sync countdown on the trainer move, so you don't have to worry too much about this screwing up your sync countdown, which is not bad. Max Airstream here, 480 power, raising ally speed. Max Quake, 480 power, raising ally special defense. And his obviously signature move, G-Max Wildfire, since it is G-Max Charizard, applying damage, fire damage field to the opponent's field of play. Same base power, 480. So if you do need that big nuclear weapon move, you do obviously have it here. But where Leon kind of falls behind in the max move department is if you want to go and look at any other max move user, pretty much anyway, mostly the recent ones, like looking at Mix Red, I'm pretty sure he has obviously the multipliers, right? He's got the max countdown here, he's got the max double down, and if we go to other characters, I forgot you even had Dynamax move, but if you look at Roxy here, she's got max Ooze and max Stun Shock plus 100 power, which is a lot of power, right? That's the thing where Leon falls behind, is because he doesn't have any access to powering up his max moves, whether it be plus 100 power nodes or actual multipliers or whatever it may be. He does not have ways to power that up. He doesn't, just because of how old he was. He did not debut with max moves. He got his max move a year later. He was the only character to actually get a max move upgrade, so far anyway. And probably forever, honestly. I don't see them giving characters like B or Nessa max moves just for free, or for no reason, really. So yeah, but either way, it's definitely a good move either way. Max moves are not bad. And looking at the grid, by the way, if you want to look at Leon on 1 out of 5, he gets pretty much nothing besides Burst In, which is a good way to guarantee a crit on your first move. But again, just bring a crit support, crit and special attack support. That's what he needs, and that's what he'll be fine with working, especially because you can bring someone like Neo Champion Rosa, despite her inconsistent offensive buffs. She'll work fine, of course, with the special moves next spam and whatnot. Obviously, just look at any recent support. You're probably going to find a good one. Iona's going to be good, of course. Penny's pretty solid. Just any special attack and crit buffing support, and also obviously ones that are able to debuff stats like special defense in Penny and Iona's case, or a character that can apply special moves next like Rosa, right? They're going to be working just fine with Leon because that's really all he needs. He doesn't need anything too crazy, but he also does have kind of gauge issues because obviously 4 gauge move, but he does have good speed, so not the worst thing in the world. And going on to the rest of the grid, 2 out of 5 he gets really nothing besides Rejuvenate 6 for that gauge issue, and then 3 out of 5 he gets Fast Track 2, which is mostly useless. Stat Reboot 9 restores stats in a pinch. If you're in a pinch and you restore stats, then trust me, you're not going to be saved if you're below 30% health, unless you can heal up, but that's really, really niche. Sync Burst 1, giving you MP on that trainer move whenever you use your sync move. Really, you would only pick this up because there's nothing else valuable on the grid. I'm not even kidding. Sync Stat Reboot 3, 40% chance to return lowered stats to normal after using the user's sync move. This is more consistent, or not more consistent than this, but it is better because it doesn't require you to be already nearly dead. Scorching Sync 5, as we said, he's a crappy multiplier, or crappy nuke. And then Healthy Super Hit, applying super effective next on entry. That's pretty good, obviously, if you're going to be trying to use them for ground, flying, or fire weak damage. Leon's grid sucks. I mean, that's pretty much what we can infer here. The only real useful note is Burn Synergy here, and I guess Healthy Super Hit if you want to be doing consistent super effective damage. These are the only two good multipliers, that's it. I would say so anyway. The nuke is not worth going for unless you are doing super effective damage, but even then, I still wouldn't do it. I would just use a Support EX or something like that, which, in Leon's case, he does have the Support EX role, right? So, healthy segue. I want to talk about this EX role here. So, with the EX role, he does not gain any offensive buffs, but he does gain defensive ones, extra health and extra defenses here, especially with the EX. He's going to be actually having some decent tanking stats. Not like, he's not going to be tanking. He's not going to be in that role, but or generally anyway, but he could take a hit or two and be just fine for the most part, right? So he can do that. But the biggest thing I would say about this EX roll not helping him, because people were like, hey, this guy with the EX roll does help him out and whatnot. Look at who his best partner is. If you look at Leon and you look at most fire types, who are their best partner? Neo Champion Leaf. I would say Neo Champion Leaf is definitely his best partner because she's able to set Sun with her Fire Wings Flare Blitz or the passive, whatever. I forget what the method is. She's able to set Fire Rebuff, of course, twice, actually. And, lo and behold, she also has the Support EX role. Meaning, if you need a Support EX and whatnot, and you already have Neo Champion Leaf, why would you go for Leon for the Support EX over Leaf when she can do a better nuke, she can apply rebuff, she can obviously apply the exact same Support EX buff, and she can even tank better, I'm pretty sure. If we want to look at Leaf with her EX stats, yeah, Leaf's got even better tanking stats. Why would you why would you even give Leon the role unless you plan to go for Leaf's nuke and then Leon's nuke? Or, I guess, vice versa if you really wanted to. I don't see the reason to do it. I don't see the reason to give Leon his EX role here. I just don't see a purpose in it. It doesn't really apply too much to him, obviously. If you're running him in his more optimal scenarios, Leaf is the better option to just go for because she already has a Support EX role. Obviously, if you don't have Leaf or you want to run him in more varying compositions, then obviously just letting him sync and get the Support EX can work. That's not really a big issue, but I still don't see the real reason in giving it to him over just saving your cake and giving it to another character that's more worth it, because I honestly don't know what characters even use the Support EX role. of Support EX role here. Honestly, yeah. Looking at these options, Sigma Suit Serena benefited far more because the reason that Serena benefited so much from this role is because you already wanted to sync with Serena. Biggest problem with Serena was that if you used her sync move, you were missing out on Support EX. But now, because you had to use her sync move to get these extra stats, to get the multiplier here, and just get that complete form Zygarde, you still get the Support EX anyway. It obviously added extra bulk to her stats and whatnot, so like no real problem there, right? So that's why Serena benefited so much, is because you already wanted to sync with her, but you were at that point missing out on Support EX. It mitigated that problem entirely. Neo Champion Serena, she benefits pretty much the same amount as Neo Champion Leaf, I would say. Paulo, honestly, same case. But with Paulo's case, I also forget what Paulo does. I would have to really think about it. But whatever, I'm not really too worried about it. Paulo can definitely... he's a sprint, right? That was the reason. Yeah, Paulo's a sprint. So if you want that sync countdown and Support EX boost, you got that. It's the same thing with Neo Champion Rosa and Aura Cynthia, except reverse roles. Paulo likes the Support EX role because he's a sprint character. So literally these 4 characters here benefit more than Leon does from the Support EX role, just in my opinion. Honestly, yeah, that's mostly it. If we want to look at Leon just in an objective view, I would say that his fire damage ain't horrible. It's not good, great, but it's fine. 200 base power move, 488 special attack with a 30% multiplier is not like soft hitting, but it's definitely aged, of course. It's definitely aged, relatively speaking. It's lower than Lance after his grid expansion, I believe, because Lance has slightly lower... no, actually, I think his special attack's actually higher. I need to look at Lance's stats again. I'm having a hard time remembering. Pretty sure his special attack is slightly lower after EX. It may be higher, though. No, yeah, with EX it's higher. Okay, so I was thinking his 450 was after EX. No, with the EX it's 490, so he's even got higher special attack. Higher base power move, same exact multiplier, assuming it's fully activated, which it should be, right? He hits, if you want a good gauge of Leon's damage, he hits slightly, maybe even significantly softer than Lance, but also do consider if you're running Leon with Neo Champion Leaf, then you're going to be hitting quite harder because Leaf is able to set Sun, obviously, and she's able to do Fire Rebuff ×2, so you get that 50% buff and damage there. So yeah, Leon does have a great partner in Neo Champion Leaf going for him over some other different types and different characters, but just as a character on his own, you can find far better options to benefit from Neo Champion Leaf's existence, right? You've got yourself like Sigma Suit Hilbert, you got yourself Sigma Suit Hilda, very, very good striker there. We can even look here. New Year's Wallace, I would say probably is better. I would say probably, yeah. Why not? And in Reshiram, I don't know if Leon benefits more than them, but they do benefit pretty much at least an equal amount from their existence and whatnot, right? So other than that, I don't know, you could do the calculations if you want. It's not really my job. I don't really care to do that too much. Sigma Suit Red, honestly, I think he's better, especially after that grid expansion. I don't know. I could be. I don't know. I don't feel like, again, I don't feel like looking at it. But yeah, overall, regular Leon and Charizard, not bad. For sure, but it's definitely obviously aged, but that comes with the territory of being the oldest Master Fair in the game. So many upgrades, but only so many can do so much. Support EX roll is probably the best EX roll to give him. Tech wouldn't have done too much besides raise his base stats a little bit more. I mean, maybe actually, I don't know. If you're considering the Neo Champion Leaf and Leon setup, obviously you're going to sync with Neo Champion Leaf, right? So the Support EX roll, I don't know if it actually helps Leon that much since he may not utilize it on that best setup. But if you did have Tech, then you get that plus 20 in the stats. If I forget which role, Field or Sprint, gives a plus 20 in the offense as well. One of them does. I think it's Field. No. Sprint, yeah, Sprint gives the plus 20. So maybe Sprint would have been better for him, but I guess they want to do Field and Sprint roles, EX roles, with dual characters, like you had Nate and Rosa that got the roles, and then you had Red and Cynthia. So Leon doesn't really have a pair to go with. So I mean, if you want to see a Field and Sprint characters, watch out for Archie and Maxie. That'd be funny. That would be funny to give them. Anyway, yeah. So that's my overview. That's my thoughts about Leon with his EX role upgrade. I don't think he really benefits all that much from it. I think Neo Champion Leaf, if you're running them with him, is just going to benefit far better from it and just make far more use of it. Just don't waste your resource, really. It's not really the biggest upgrade in the world, especially when his nuke is so soft hitting. You may as well just be using a support already. kind of joking, kind of not. But yeah, whatever. I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you're going to pick up Leon and Charizard for their second ever rerun down in the comments below. And I'll see you all later.